Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. The power of a master player. Now, before I even jump into it, this is not telling you how to be a player. If you really look at my material tell you how to be your best self. Now, I will occasionally reference what players do, but that's more for the skill set for a genuinely good man to use or a man to improve himself, because the skills themselves are neutral. It's always the intent. And so one of the greatest things, the greatest power of a master player is really the insight into women. And I thought about that because, in fact, people who follow me privately, really privately, know I got several webinars on reading women and on my Rom TV about reading women, because that's the key to it. And, you know, I found this, it was a comment on a message board, from well over a decade ago. And it was one of the best commenters on there talking about master players. And incidentally, this particular message board, let's just say it was more politically orientated and leave it at that. But he was talking about a master player, and something he said in it, which I underlined, he said, he dances words and ideas inside of the realm of a woman's own self-delusions about the world or herself. And I thought about that because there was and I can't remember what I called the video. And if I can find it, if I can remember the title, I'll put a link to it in the description box. Something about I am a dog or something like that. And I was actually reading another comment from someone on an old message board. It was actually from the Black Voices message board, where this guy said he was a dog. I think it was called Confessions of a Dog. And he said one of the things about his game was really just playing to the woman's illusions and what she thought about herself. You know, indeed, in this quote that I just shared, this guy, he said, you know, it's like when a Tai Chi masters allow his opponents to defeat themselves by using their own forceful aggression against them, right? Now, that's not the main point. The main point is understanding the woman and using it to their advantage. And you know, with the player, yeah, it was used. But let me read something else. And I talked about this book before, Smart Women and Foolish Choices. And I'll put a link in the description box. It comes back from 1986. And, you know, they really studied the women. They talked to the women, see what they were going for. And of course, they talked about the rat. That's that player type. And this is what they said. The foremost talent possessed by the rat is his highly developed understanding of women. He has studied the nature of his subjects so thoroughly that he knows them well, at least those aspects that are relevant to him. See, and it says more, he's no Claude. In fact, he might be more intuitive and sensitive than most other men, you know? And I'm gonna tell you what, that's the power of a master player, but it can easily be the power of that genuinely good man who just wants a good woman. See, a big problem out here, many men don't understand women. Indeed, even in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I'll give you a secret about it. A cheat chapter is simply understanding of women. And I told somebody that when I had trained this guy, this brother, may he rest in peace, on how to teach my system. And I might get back into doing that, but that's another conversation. But I said, that's the cheat chapter. If a guy can really read that and understand women, he never really fails. Indeed, I've mentioned several times, I've hinted that there was this great secret that these sex workers told me, and it was about the nature of women. And I know before somebody come on here and say, yeah, what is it? I don't deal with cheaters. The thing is, and when I say cheating, you're looking for a quick thing. I've said it several times in several videos. I put it out there. I put it out there so many ways, so many different times. My thing is, the best way for you to get it is to actually know it for yourself and actually listen to what I'm saying. Because when people cheat, they trying to skip ahead, but that's still not going to help them. You still got to have other aspects. So whatever the case, though, that's the power of a master player. They know women. They understand women. They can relate. And see, here's the thing. They're not looking at a woman from a place of fantasy or what they want her to be. They take her as she is. They understand her true nature. And that true nature, part of that true nature is her sexual nature. That's one of it. But then understanding her other needs, how she's going to respond. Because women, yes, each one is a single individual, but based on feminine energy, which flows through them naturally, even the more hardcore ones. Like I said, I've talked about butch dykes, butch lesbians, who will have sex with certain men. It's still that same thing, but they understand them. They talk with women. Like, you got a lot of guys, they don't interact with women. That's their biggest problem. Because if you start interacting, you start seeing, well, a lot of what guys think about women really isn't true, or is not enough of an understanding. You start interacting with enough, all of a sudden, like if you interact with 10, you find something. You interact with 100, you're like, oh. You interact with 1,000, you're like, oh, damn, same pattern. And then you paying attention to other stuff. That's what the master player does. See, and it's important for men, if you're trying to get a woman, you really got to understand them. And that's why I always say, I don't care what I say, any other content creator says, go outside. Actually interact with women. That's why I say it's not bad to have women as true friends. Let me be clear about that, because I talked about that on Rom TV. There's a friend and then there's friend zone. Those are two different things. A friend is going to be straight up with you, and they're going to tell you some stuff. In fact, a woman friend, she could probably tell you way more on how to get another woman than anything I do or any other advisor, coach, whatever term you want to use. A true friend. A true friend. One woman friend can help you seduce, get with, have sex with, whatever you want to do with 10 women. Easily. Easily. They can help you out. They can introduce you to their friends. But the beauty of what the main thing they do is they can give you a woman's view on something. And then as you talking to that friend, or if you got a group of friends, as you talk to them, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute, this is part of their nature. Let me go talk to this other. Let me employ that when I approach or hang around or interact with this other woman. They understand women. That's the key. Many men need to, if you want the power of a master player, and not to be a player, but like I said, just to get a good relationship, understand who you're dealing with. Many men don't. Many men don't interact. You talk with some guys, they say, do you actually talk with women? And then you'll find out some stuff. You hear some things. Don't expect her to be, too many guys approaching a woman expect her to fulfill a man's vision of a woman. A woman is a woman. And a lot of times, and yes, you get many who want to give you that image when they want to get something, but if you let a woman be free, learn how to free her, you get a lot more. Let her be who she's going to be. You get a lot more from a woman. So that's the power right there. Like I said, I'm going to put a link to, I think it was called Confessions of a Dog. I'll look that up and put that. And then also a link to this book. I'm going to tell you what, this is a very powerful book to really understand some stuff. Really understand women. And really, just when you're around women or talking with women, shut up and let them talk. They will tell on themselves. But that's the power of a master player. I would say, well, let's just be real. Most of y'all ain't going to be players like that anyway. You just want a good woman. Use it so you can keep that good woman engaged. All right? So anyway, that's all I have for right now. I'll get back with y'all later. Peace and blessings.